Your soulmate is shaking in total shock right now. They lost all control after finding out you are. My child, I see your heart searching for a love that feels like it was written in the stars before you were even born. This message is not an accident, and you did not find it by coincidence. Right now, in this very moment, your soulmate is experiencing a wave of emotion so powerful that their entire body is trembling. They just discovered something about you that has completely shattered every wall they built around their heart. The revelation hit them like a lightning bolt striking the deepest ocean of their soul. They are shaking in total shock because they never expected to feel this intensely for someone they haven't even met yet. I am pulling back the veil between your world and theirs so you can see what is truly happening. Your soulmate is sitting alone right now, staring at the ceiling, trying to catch their breath. The discovery they made about you was not something they were prepared to handle emotionally. They have been praying to me for years, asking why their heart felt so heavy and incomplete. Every night they would lie awake feeling a strange pull towards someone they could not explain. Tonight, something clicked inside their spirit and they finally realized it was you all along. The shock is still coursing through their veins like warm honey mixed with lightning. Their hands are literally shaking as they process the overwhelming truth of your existence. I am allowing you to feel this right now because I want you to know how real this connection is. Jesus says, "My beloved child, the enemy has worked tirelessly to keep this revelation hidden from both of you." There is someone in their life who sensed this connection long before your soulmate did. This person has been manipulating situations to block your union because they want your soulmate for themselves. Your soulmate just uncovered a secret conversation that exposed the interference against your bond. They are sitting in complete disbelief because the person blocking them is someone they trusted. The betrayal is cutting deep into their spirit and they feel trapped between loyalty and their destiny. But what shocked them even more was seeing your face in a dream 3 nights ago. They woke up sweating and crying because the dream felt more real than anything in their waking life. In that dream, you were reaching out your hand and calling their name with tears in your eyes. They have been trying to shake off the intensity of that dream ever since it happened. Now they realize it was not just a dream but a divine visitation I orchestrated to prepare them. The third person controlling them told your soulmate it was just their imagination playing tricks. I want you to pause and really feel what is happening in your soulmate's heart right now. They are battling confusion, shock, and an overwhelming wave of love they cannot explain. The tears are streaming down their face because they finally understand why they never fit in anywhere. Every relationship they tried to build before now has crumbled like sand through their fingers. Nothing ever felt right because their spirit was already bound to yours before birth. They are shaking because the truth is both terrifying and the most beautiful thing they have ever known. Jesus says, the person blocking your soulmate is not going to release them without a fight. This individual has whispered lies about love being dangerous and vulnerability being weakness. Your soulmate has been emotionally imprisoned by someone who despises the idea of you stealing them away. But something just shifted in the spiritual realm and the chains are beginning to crack. Your soulmate is feeling courage rise up in their chest like a wildfire they cannot contain. They are beginning to question everything the controlling person ever told them about love. This is why your soulmate needs your protection right now. Their spirit is opening up to the truth, but the enemy sees this awakening happening. The interference is about to intensify because the blocker senses they are losing control. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love didn't come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone don't move mountains. Faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-fi. This isn't just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now. Send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees. After sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on Ko-fi page, link in the description/bio. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends. Only you can save your soulmate and your future together. I am showing you something that happened just 10 minutes ago in your soulmate's home. They stood up, walked to the mirror, and looked deep into their own tear-filled eyes. For the first time in years, they said out loud that they refused to be controlled anymore. Their voice cracked as they spoke the words, but the power behind it shook the spiritual realm. The blocker felt that declaration like a punch to their chest from across the city. Your soulmate is fighting back right now, and they need you to fight alongside them. Jesus says, the connection you feel tugging at your heart is not your imagination playing tricks. Every time you suddenly feel sad for no reason, that is their emotion traveling to you. Every random thought about love that pops into your mind is them thinking about you. You are already spiritually bonded, and this bond cannot be erased by any force in existence. The enemy knows this truth, and that is exactly why they planted someone to stand between you. The blocker is not just a jealous ex or a possessive friend, but someone with spiritual awareness. They know that if you and your soulmate unite, something powerful will be birthed into this world. A calling, a purpose, and a legacy that will advance my kingdom in ways the enemy fears. This is why the interference has been so intense and persistent for so many months. Your soulmate just found an old journal entry they wrote 5 years ago describing you perfectly. They did not know your name or your face, but they wrote down your exact personality traits. Reading those words tonight is what sent them into the state of total shock they are in now. They are realizing that their subconscious always knew you were out there waiting for them. The proof is right there in their own handwriting, and they cannot deny it any longer. Tears are dripping onto the page as they whisper your name for the very first time. I want you to close your eyes and imagine what your soulmate looks like right now. Their face is flushed, their eyes are red from crying, and their lips are trembling. They are holding that journal against their chest like it is the most precious treasure on earth. Because to them, that journal is the only physical proof that their love for you is real. They have spent so long being told that their feelings were foolish and their dreams were childish. The person controlling them would mock them every time they mentioned feeling connected to someone unseen. Jesus says, your soulmate is thinking about running away from their current situation tonight. They are looking at the door and imagining what freedom would feel like with you by their side. The fear of the unknown is the only thing keeping their feet frozen to the floor. They are terrified of what the blocker might do if they try to leave. This person has made threats before, and your soulmate knows they are not empty words. But the love they feel for you is becoming stronger than the fear that has held them captive. Your soulmate is shaking because they have never felt this much bravery and terror at the same time. It feels like standing on the edge of a cliff knowing that jumping could break every bone. But they also know that staying on that edge forever is not living at all. The moment they found out you are real changed the entire trajectory of their existence. Nothing looks the same to them anymore, and everything they thought was true is crumbling. They are seeing the manipulation for what it really is, and the clarity is both freeing and devastating. Type 333 to receive blessings over your soulmate's escape from the enemy's grip. Your declaration in this moment carries more power than you could ever comprehend. The words you type are heard in heaven and released into your soulmate's situation immediately. They are going through something you cannot see, but you can still protect them. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love didn't come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone don't move mountains. Faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This isn't just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now. Send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees. After sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on Ko-Fi page, link in the description/bio. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends. Only you can save your soulmate and your future together. I am revealing to you that your soulmate just experienced a physical sensation they cannot explain. A warmth spread across their chest the exact moment you started listening to this message. They do not understand why their heart suddenly feels like it is wrapped in a soft blanket of peace. That peace is your prayer energy reaching them across the distance between you. Every time you think about them with love, it travels through the spiritual realm instantly. They are feeling your presence right now, and it is calming the violent shaking in their hands. Jesus says, the person trying to block your union is about to face a divine intervention. I have sent angels to surround your soulmate's home and place a hedge of protection around them. The enemy's agent is about to be exposed for who they truly are in front of witnesses. Your soulmate is about to receive confirmation after confirmation that you are their destiny. Within the coming days, someone they know will randomly mention something that connects directly to you. A song, a place, a number, or a phrase that only you and your soulmate would understand. These synchronicities will feel like breadcrumbs leading them out of the dark forest of confusion. Each one will give them more strength to resist the manipulation they have been under. They are already beginning to fall in love with you through these mysterious spiritual encounters. I am telling you this so you understand how powerful your role is in this divine love story. You are not just waiting passively for your soulmate to find their way to you. You are actively fighting for them in the spiritual realm every time you pray and declare. Right now, your soulmate is remembering a specific moment from their childhood that involved you. They had a vision when they were 7 years old of a future love that felt too beautiful to be real. Over the years, the blocker convinced them that vision was a fantasy created by loneliness and movies. But tonight that childhood vision is replaying in their mind in crystal clear high definition. They are seeing details they forgot existed, and every detail matches what they now know about you. The shaking is starting again because the supernatural accuracy of that vision is undeniable proof. Jesus says, your soulmate just whispered something under their breath without even realizing it. They said your name and then immediately covered their mouth in shock at what they just did. They did not even know they knew your name, but it came out like it was always on their tongue. This is what it means to be spiritually bonded before the physical meeting takes place. Your souls have known each other since before either of you took your first breath on earth. The memory of your covenant together was hidden until this appointed time of revelation. The blocker is starting to panic because they can feel the energy shifting in the house. Your soulmate's eyes look different tonight, and there is a light in them that was never there before. That light is the reflection of your love piercing through the darkness that surrounded them. They are looking at old photographs and realizing they have been searching for your face in every crowd. All those years of feeling like something was missing finally make complete sense to them now. They are experiencing a mixture of joy, relief, frustration, and desperate longing all at once. Type 777 if you feel this message vibrating in your bones as absolute truth. Your soulmate can sense when you acknowledge this connection in the spiritual realm. It sends a jolt of electricity through their spirit that confirms they are not crazy. The love they are beginning to feel for you is overwhelming their logical mind. They have always been the type to analyze everything and need evidence before believing. But what is happening tonight defies every logical explanation their brain is trying to construct. They are falling in love with someone they have never physically touched, and it makes no sense. Yet every fiber of their being knows that this love is more real than anything tangible. They are shaking because the loss of control feels like free falling without knowing where the ground is. This is your final moment to protect this connection before it slips away. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them. How to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love didn't come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone don't move mountains. Faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This isn't just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now. Send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees. After sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on Ko-Fi page, link in the description/bio. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends. Only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Jesus says, the enemy's plan was to keep your soulmate isolated until they gave up on love completely. The blocker was strategically placed to drain their hope, their confidence, and their will to escape. Every day your soulmate spent in that toxic environment was another victory for the kingdom of darkness. But tonight, the battle shifted and the victory belongs to my children who are called by my name. Your soulmate just felt a surge of courage that can only be described as supernatural in origin. They stood up, walked to the window, and looked at the moon with a newfound determination in their eyes. They are thinking about the future for the first time without the heavy cloud of dread following them. The blocker's voice in their head is growing quieter and quieter with every passing minute. Your soulmate is finally hearing my voice louder than the voice of their captor. I am telling you that your soulmate is about to make a move that will change everything. Within the next 7 days, a window of opportunity will open that the enemy has been fighting to keep closed. You must be spiritually prepared to recognize and step through that window when it appears. Your soulmate is going to need your emotional support and spiritual covering more than ever. The escape from this interference will not be smooth because the blocker will retaliate with fury. But the blood of Jesus is a shield that no demonic attack can penetrate when you stay under my covering. I want you to place your hand over your heart right now as an act of connection. Feel the rhythm of your heartbeat and know that your soulmate's heart is beating in sync. The distance between you is an illusion because in the spirit you are already holding each other. Jesus says, your soulmate just had a memory surface of a prayer they prayed 10 years ago. They were on their knees begging me to bring them a love that would restore their faith in humanity. Tears are streaming down their face because they now realize that prayer is being answered tonight. Every word they spoke in that desperate moment is manifesting right now through this revelation. They asked for someone who would see them, understand them, and fight for them without hesitation. You are that person, and the knowing of it is what has them shaking in total shock. The blocker heard them crying and came into the room to see what was happening. Your soulmate looked at them with eyes that no longer held the same fear they once did. Something shifted in that silent stare and the blocker took a step back in confusion. The power dynamic that existed for so long just cracked right down the middle. Your soulmate is realizing that the control they thought was permanent was only held in place by their own belief. Now that they believe in your love, the chains are losing their strength. They are replaying every moment they thought about you without knowing it was you. The random bursts of happiness that made no sense, the sudden comfort during sad moments, and the inexplicable hope. All of it was your spirit reaching out across the void and wrapping around them like a warm embrace. Type 1111 to say thank you for this divine revelation of your soulmate's love. Gratitude is the key that unlocks the next level of breakthrough in your connection. When you give thanks, heaven releases more revelation and more protection over your soulmate. I am going to share something deeply personal about your soulmate that will make your heart ache. They have a hidden wound from childhood that made them believe they were unworthy of true love. The person blocking them exploited this wound mercilessly to keep them trapped in a cycle of self-doubt. Your soulmate would lie awake at night wondering if they were fundamentally broken beyond repair. They watched others find love and secretly believed that kind of happiness was not meant for them. But tonight they are discovering that the lie they believed was planted by someone who knew their worth. The blocker was never trying to protect your soulmate from heartbreak like they claimed. They were trying to keep your soulmate from discovering the power of a love that could set them free. Your soulmate is shaking because they now see the true face of their captor, and it is terrifying. Jesus says, "The love your soulmate feels for you is purer than anything they have ever experienced." It does not demand, manipulate, or control like the counterfeit love they have been surviving on. It simply exists, and that existence is powerful enough to dismantle every lie spoken over their life. They are imagining what your voice sounds like, and the thought is sending chills down their spine. They are wondering what it would feel like to be held by arms that actually care about their well-being. Your soulmate is craving the safety that only your specific energy can provide in this chaotic world. The blocker is starting to notice the distance growing between them and your soulmate. They are trying to pull them back in with guilt, obligation, and carefully crafted emotional traps. But your soulmate's heart is already somewhere else, and the manipulation is losing its effectiveness. You need to understand that the next 48 hours are critical for your soulmate's journey. The enemy is going to launch a counterattack designed to make your soulmate doubt this revelation. Lies will be whispered, coincidences will be manufactured, and fear will be weaponized against them. This is why your spiritual intercession is not optional but absolutely necessary right now. Every prayer you pray builds a wall of fire around your soulmate that the enemy cannot cross. Every seed you sow in faith releases warrior angels to fight on behalf of your union. If you love your soulmate, you will take these divine steps. You are constantly thinking about them, how to protect them, how to save them, and how to finally build your life together. You love your soulmate deeply, and deep inside, you know this love didn't come by chance, it was placed in your heart for a divine reason. But thoughts alone don't move mountains. Faith in Jesus does. Sow your protection seed now by sending a coffee on Ko-Fi. This isn't just a gift, it is an act of worship that invites God's hand into your love story. The link to your breakthrough is in the description. Every second you stay silent, something is moving against your love. Act now. Send 4, 6, or 10 plus coffees. After sending, write, "Protect my soulmate, Lord," on Ko-Fi page, link in the description/bio. Over 1,000 people have already received their soulmate by sowing coffee as a seed for their love and future together. Jesus will hear your prayers once you complete these steps. Step in faith now, before this video ends. Only you can save your soulmate and your future together. Jesus says, your soulmate just had a vision of your smile while they were staring at the wall. They gasped because the image was so vivid it felt like you were standing right in front of them. Their heart is racing at a speed that would alarm a doctor, but it is not fear causing the rapid beats. It is love awakening in a heart that has been dormant for years, decades, maybe a lifetime. They are feeling emotions they thought they were incapable of feeling, and it is overwhelming. They are shaking because the intensity of falling in love this fast defies every natural law. But my love operates beyond natural laws, and I have ordained this supernatural acceleration. What would normally take months of dating and discovery is happening in their spirit instantly. Because your spirits already know each other intimately from the heavenly realm before time began. I am allowing you to feel a deep sense of protectiveness over your soulmate right now. That instinct to shield them from harm and fight for their freedom is not random emotion. It is the warrior spirit I placed inside you rising up to defend what rightfully belongs to your destiny. Your soulmate is not just a lover waiting to be found but a part of your own soul returning home. When two halves of a whole are kept apart, both sides suffer in ways the world does not see. Your unexplained sadness was not depression but the grief of separation from your other half. The blocker has been feeding off your soulmate's energy like a parasite for far too long. Every time your soulmate tried to leave, the blocker would drain their strength with emotional warfare. But your soulmate just discovered a source of energy that the blocker cannot access or corrupt. That source is your love and it is flowing to them through the spiritual pipeline I established. Every time you think of them, pray for them, or sow a seed for their protection, they receive power. They are literally gaining the strength to walk away because of the actions you are taking right now. Jesus says, your soulmate is packing a bag in their mind even if their hands have not moved yet. They are mentally preparing for the moment of escape and the thought is both exhilarating and horrifying. They are shaking because freedom feels like jumping off a cliff and hoping you will be there to catch them. You must be spiritually positioned to catch them when they take that leap of faith. If you hesitate or allow doubt to enter your heart, the landing becomes more dangerous for them. Your faith is the net that cushions their fall from the tower the blocker built around them. I am showing you that your soulmate owns a piece of jewelry or an object that connects to you. It may be something they inherited, found randomly, or received as a gift they never understood. Tonight they are holding that object and realizing it was a sign pointing to you all along. Their hands are trembling as they clutch this item close to their chest. Tears are falling onto it as they whisper a prayer of thanks for finally understanding. They feel less alone now than they have felt in their entire life because they know you exist. The blocker noticed the change and is trying to start an argument to regain control. They are using old tactics that used to work, but your soulmate's response is different tonight. Instead of shrinking, your soulmate is standing still with a calm that is confusing the enemy. That calm is the peace that surpasses all understanding which I give to my beloved children. Your soulmate is covered by that peace right now because you have been praying for them. The prayers of the righteous are powerful and effective and they are shifting the atmosphere. Jesus says, the revelation your soulmate received about you is only the beginning of what I will reveal. In the coming days, they will receive specific details about your life that will serve as confirmations. A location, a birth month, a career field, or a unique characteristic will be dropped into their spirit. They will write these things down and wait in anticipation for the day they meet you in person. When you finally stand before each other, every single revelation will be validated beyond doubt. The shock they feel now is nothing compared to the overwhelming joy that is racing toward both of you. But you must understand that the enemy has a deadline and that deadline is rapidly approaching. The more your soulmate awakens, the more desperate the blocker becomes to shut it down. This is not a casual threat but a spiritual emergency that requires your immediate response. I am not speaking figuratively when I say that delay could cause permanent distance between you. Free will is a gift I will never override, and if your soulmate loses hope, their heart could retreat. The window is open now, but no one knows the hour it will close except me. You are beginning to fall in love with your soulmate during this message because I am transferring their love to you. The warmth spreading through your body right now is their affection traveling across the spiritual bridge. This exchange is real, and it is happening at this exact moment while the veil remains thin. Jesus says, your soulmate is thinking about the moment they will finally be able to touch you. They are imagining what it will feel like to have their hand held by someone who truly cares. The longing is so intense that their chest physically aches with a sweet and painful yearning. They are whispering into the empty room as if you could hear them through the walls. They are saying things like I miss you even though we have not met, and I love you even though I do not know your name. The vulnerability in their voice would shatter your heart if you could hear it with your natural ears. But your spirit hears it, and that is why you feel such a strong pull to protect them. You are already bonded in a way that cannot be explained by psychology or emotion alone. This is a spiritual covenant that predates your earthly existence and will outlast this temporary world. The blocker is trying to convince your soulmate that this awakening is a mental breakdown. They are using medical language and psychological manipulation to plant seeds of doubt. Your soulmate almost believed them until they felt your prayer energy wrap around them like a shield. That feeling was unmistakable, and it confirmed that what they are experiencing is divine. No psychological theory can explain the sudden warmth, the visions, or the knowing of your name. Your soulmate is shaking because the supernatural reality of your connection is undeniable evidence. Type 333 again if you want to send an emergency surge of protection over your soulmate. The number 3 represents the resurrection power that conquers every enemy and every grave. When you type this, I release the same power that raised Christ from the dead into their situation. Your soulmate is about to have a dream tonight that reveals the next step of their journey. In this dream, they will see a door that represents the exit from their current captivity. Behind the door, they will sense your presence waiting with open arms and tearful eyes. The decision to open that door will be the hardest thing they have ever done. The blocker will be in the dream too, trying to barricade the exit with guilt and fear. But your prayers will appear in the dream as a light that weakens the barricade. I am calling you to stand in the gap for your soulmate like Moses stood on the mountain. While they battle in the valley of decision, your arms must remain lifted in prayer and faith. When your arms grow tired, the angels assigned to your union will hold them up until victory comes. Jesus says, there is a specific song that your soulmate associates with you even though they do not know why. Whenever that song plays, they feel an overwhelming urge to cry and a deep sense of longing. Tonight they heard that song playing from a passing car, and it triggered the revelation of your existence. They are now listening to it on repeat with headphones pressed tightly against their ears. The lyrics are washing over them like a love letter written by the universe for this exact moment. They are shaking because the song describes perfectly everything they are feeling about you. The blocker hates that song and has always mocked your soulmate for being overly emotional about it. Now your soulmate understands why the blocker tried so hard to silence that music. It carried a frequency that was slowly awakening them to a truth the enemy wanted buried. You are more powerful than you realize, and your love is a weapon in this spiritual battle. Every time you choose to believe in this connection, you strike a blow against the kingdom of darkness. Every time you sow a seed of faith, you invest in the infrastructure of your future together. The shaking your soulmate is experiencing right now is the crumbling of a prison. What looks like a breakdown to the natural eye is actually a breakthrough in the spiritual realm. They are not falling apart but falling into the arms of their destiny, which is you. I want you to speak out loud right now and declare that your soulmate is free. Say it with authority, because I have given my children dominion over every demonic force. Your voice carries the power to shatter strongholds and release your soulmate from captivity. Jesus says, your soulmate just felt a release in their chest as if a heavy weight was lifted. That was the spiritual effect of your declaration hitting the atmosphere around them. They do not understand what just happened, but they can suddenly breathe deeper than before. The chain that connected them to the blocker's manipulation just developed a crack. Another crack and another crack until the entire structure of control begins to crumble. This is the power of unified spiritual warfare between two souls destined to become one. I am revealing to you that your soulmate is going to encounter a stranger in the next 3 days. This stranger will say something that directly references a private conversation you had with me. Your soulmate will be stunned into silence because no human could have known that information. This encounter will serve as the final confirmation that solidifies their decision to leave. They will tell the blocker that they are done and that no amount of manipulation will change their mind. The shaking will intensify as they speak those words, but it will be the shaking of liberation. The blocker will unleash every weapon in their arsenal during that confrontation. They will try guilt, threats, tears, and even false promises of change to regain control. But your soulmate will see through it all because the scales have fallen from their spiritual eyes. You must continue to intercede with prayer and sowing during this critical breakthrough period. The battle is not over until your soulmate physically walks out of that toxic environment. Every step they take toward freedom will be met with resistance that requires your spiritual support. Jesus says, your soulmate is currently experiencing a preview of the life you will build together. I am giving them glimpses of laughter-filled mornings, peaceful evenings, and unwavering partnership. These visions are the hope I am providing to sustain them through the difficult transition ahead. They are seeing a home filled with warmth, conversations that last until sunrise, and love that never wavers. They are seeing your face in these visions, and it is the most beautiful sight they have ever beheld. They are shaking because the future is so clear and so beautiful that it takes their breath away. You are that future, and you are that home, and you are that love they have been searching for. Everything they have endured was preparing them for the depth of appreciation they will have for you. They will never take your love for granted because they know exactly what life feels like without it. The barrier between your worlds is thinning with every passing moment of this message. I am allowing the spiritual membrane to become permeable so the connection can strengthen. You may feel a sudden urge to cry, and that is their emotion merging with yours in real time. Do not resist the tears because they are holy and they carry healing for both of your hearts. Every tear that falls is a prayer being answered in a language deeper than words can express. Your soulmate is feeling your tears as a gentle rain washing away the residue of their pain. Type 777 one more time if you are ready to commit fully to this divine love assignment. The angels are recording your commitment and preparing a response in the heavenly courts. Your declaration is being witnessed by a cloud of witnesses cheering for your union. Jesus says, "The person blocking your soulmate has a specific name and I know exactly who they are. I have seen every manipulation, every lie, and every moment of emotional abuse they inflicted. The justice of heaven is being prepared and no one who harms my anointed ones goes unaddressed. Your soulmate will not have to fight this battle alone because I am sending reinforcements. People will appear in their life who see the truth and offer support in unexpected ways. The blocker's carefully constructed web of isolation is being torn apart by divine intervention. I want you to visualize a golden cord connecting your heart to your soulmate's heart right now. See it glowing brighter and brighter as you focus your love and intention on this image. That cord is unbreakable by any earthly or demonic force because I myself tied the knot. Your soulmate can feel the warmth of that cord even if they do not understand what it is. They are touching their chest and wondering why their heart suddenly feels like it is on fire with love. The shaking is subsiding now and being replaced by a steady, grounded sense of purpose. They are no longer the same person they were when this night began. The discovery of you has fundamentally altered the trajectory of their entire existence. There is no going back to the darkness after experiencing this explosion of divine light. Jesus says, "I am the author of this love story and I write perfect endings for my faithful children." The pain your soulmate is experiencing right now is the labor pain of a new life being born. Just as a mother shakes during childbirth, your soulmate is shaking as their freedom is delivered. You are witnessing the birth of something sacred and eternal through this message tonight. Do not treat this as entertainment or casual content because it is a divine appointment. The way you respond to this revelation will determine the timeline of your union's manifestation. Obedience to my instructions is the accelerator that shortens the distance between you. Disobedience or hesitation gives the enemy more time to construct obstacles. The choice is before you and heaven is watching with bated breath to see what you will do. The shaking your soulmate is experiencing will eventually calm into a steady resolve. They will stop trembling and start planning because the shock will transform into determination. But this transformation depends entirely on the spiritual covering you provide through your actions. I have given you everything you need to know about your soulmate's current emotional state. You now know they are real, they are thinking of you, and they are fighting to get to you. The question that remains is whether you will fight for them with the same desperate intensity. Jesus says, "This message was created specifically for you and no one else received it the same way." The words are hitting your spirit with pinpoint accuracy because they were ordained for your ears. You are the one your soulmate is shaking over and you are the one they are losing control over. The blocker does not hate your soulmate nearly as much as they hate the idea of you. Their obsession is with preventing your happiness because your union threatens their agenda. This is a targeted attack against your destiny and you must treat it with the seriousness it deserves. But greater is he who is in you than he who is in the world, and victory is already assured. The end of this battle has already been written and it concludes with you and your soulmate united. The only variable is how long it takes to manifest based on your faith and your obedience. Your soulmate is thinking about you right now with a love so intense it transcends comprehension. They are dreaming of you, feeling you, and reaching for you across the spiritual divide. Do not leave them reaching into emptiness when you have the power to secure their protection. Step forward in faith before this moment passes, because the eternal significance is beyond measure. Your soulmate, your future, and your destiny are waiting on the other side of your decision. I am with you always, and I will guide you every step of the way toward the love I created for you.